Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our second live stream of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about all the Premier League action today, and we are here to discuss some stuff that might happen tomorrow or just have general conversations. Big up to every single one of you guys. Everyone please hit the like button. Everyone please subscribe to the channel. Big up everyone who just locked in from Mo's stream as well. Listen, guys, we ain't even started the stream yet. There's already 200 people in here. And you guys know the lineup today is absolutely elite, as you guys see on the thumbnail. So what I don't want is to keep interrupting everyone to tell you guys to like and subscribe. So just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and mods, keep pushing the likes as well. Anyway, joining me first and foremost, his team didn't play today, so he can't be a loser by definition. He's the loser with a soundboard, though. Man like Marshall is in the building. Hi, Marshall.
Big up, big up. Glad to be back. It's been a while, Hussam. We have some catching up to do. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, you guys heard the man. Smash the like. We have an elite lineup today, an elite football to talk about. Today's a good day. Today's a good day to talk football. Thanks for having me on, Hussam.
Big up to you, Marshall. Speaking of elite, absolutely elite Spurs content creator. Absolutely love working with this guy. Causes trouble. You get me? All over the Spurs YouTube sphere. You get me? But he's here representing his club. Man like Deji is in the building. How are you doing, Deji?
Big up, my bro. Big up. It's a pleasure to be back in here. And I see that we've got one of my guys as well, who I'm referring to as Michael J. Fox moving forward. Michael J. Fox. And you know exactly who that is. But big up, Sam. Big up, my bro. And yeah, looking forward to tonight's show.
Big up, big up, big up, big up, guys. Joining us next on the channel, of course. We know what happened on that Wednesday night, but we're not here to talk about Wednesday night because we're here to talk about Saturday and what happened on Saturday. So let's see if he's as nonchalant about the Arsenal game as his actual team was. Man like Martin is in the building. Hi, Martin.
Big up, guys. Thanks for having me. As usual, it's a pleasure. Hit the like button for Hassam, and yeah, let's get into it.
Big up to you, Martin. And how can we have a stream without having a loser, you guys? It's impossible. There must be a loser on the panel.
Huh?
How do you allow Everton Football Club to pull up to Nottingham and get a win on your own backyard? You know, I did a show with him 2 months ago, and he was completely convinced that Forest are in a title race. Forest are now 2 points above Manchester City and 3 points above Aston Villa. So even top 4 is in trouble. Joining us is the only person on YouTube that can cause the entirety of the YouTube audience to hate on Nottingham Forest, who no one hated before we knew him. Man like Wolfie in the building. Hi, Wolfie.
One-man army. Big up, Wolfie.
How you doing, boys?
Big up, Wolfie. You good?
Marshall, is that coming from you?
Yeah, man. You can hold that.
Sorry, can you play it a little louder? I can't hear you from above you.
Oh, okay. You're funny. You're funny. Not for long. Not for long.
Wolfie, you deflect better than Andy Robertson. We're not going to allow
you.
I'm not deflecting, man. I'm stating facts.
We're literally not even going to allow you to deflect. Anyway, listen. 300 people in the audience. We ain't even started the stream yet. Forest Fan TV is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Casual FC is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Patrick was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he can't. But his channel is in the description. True City Fan. Go give him a subscribe. Deji Spurs also subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to every single one of these guys. And mods, keep doing your thing as well. Let's push the like button, guys. 100 likes ASAP. So there is only one place to start, and that is the certain someone, you know, who lost to Everton today at home. My team's in a title race, and we're so good and we're so great. Go ahead, Wolfie. What the hell happened?
Well, you know, the biggest team in Liverpool came to Nottingham, and big up to them. They deserve the win, bro. I mean, that's what I expect from a proper Liverpool team. You know, the smaller team came, didn't win, lost at their own ground. And, you know, Everton with their heritage came up, and fair play to them. They did well. They got the game plan right. You know, they did better than Slot could do against us, better than a lot of managers could do against us. And I got nothing but respect for Everton, man. Proper club, proper fan base. Well played to them. But it doesn't change anything. You can all smile. Marshall's smiling there as well.
How does that change?
I'm just laughing.
Well, last time I checked the table, in fact, every time I've checked the table since the middle of December, my team has been third. Can you tell me if anything changed today in positional wise?
I'll tell you exactly what changed.
Go on,
You used
tell
to
me.
look up, now you're looking down.
I'm not looking down.
Yes, you are, because you're only 3 points ahead of City and Villa. So where
I'm
do you
not
go
looking
from
down.
here?
You do
You
know,
were like 4 points behind me. Now you're 3 points above City. So where do you go
yeah,
from
but
here?
you do know those teams are all playing each other, yeah?
And well, how does that change anything?
I mean, do I need to explain to you what happens when two teams play each other and you can't have two winners in one match? You do understand that concept, yeah?
Okay, and in case you're unaware, you also have a game against Chelsea this season. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's the last game of the season, bro. And like
And?
Chelsea will be out of the
All
runnings by then.
qualifications could be on the line in that game.
Chelsea will be out of the runnings then. We'll already secured your Champions League football. Khalas.
Yeah, hold your horses. Hold your horses.
And I think Chelsea fans secretly will want me to already be, mathematically in there. They're hoping we turn up, with our beach towels on and everything. But yeah, I don't understand the narrative.
Martin on your side. He ain't on your side. No one here is on your side.
I don't need anyone on my side. You know what's on my side, man? The league table. That's what's on my side.
Yeah, but I think you guys have a problem. You've got to play all of the weak teams. Like, it's not like you're going up against the big teams and you can just sit back. You're going to have to break down low blocks and get out of your shape. I think it's going to be
man. Leicester's a free win. I think we can all agree that. Yeah, this season, Leicester are going to give us 3 points. So that's already us on 60. We got Spurs next. Yeah, you sit up, Deji. You sit up.
Never mind.
Right?
Never mind.
I mean, God knows they'll have the same manager.
I was hopeful until you said Spurs.
Yeah?
I was hopeful you'd drop points until you said Spurs.
So Deji, we got Deji next. 3-point lane and all that. So no problem. That puts us on 63. And then we need to draw 2 matches. Khalas is that I get the whole narrative. The season is a dead season. Yeah. We've got to make this exciting. So I'll play along with the narrative. But let me ask you guys this. Who here thinks Forest won't get Champions League? Okay. I'll keep those receipts. Hussam, ahlif billah. You don't think we get it?
I think Villa, Newcastle.
Closer to the mic so we can hear you. Closer to the mic.
I think Villa, Newcastle, and City are making top 4.
That's not what the question
5,
was.
Sorry. Top 5, sorry.
Okay, so you don't think Forest?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What percent did you give Arsenal against Real? Remind me.
Yeah, but then you can't ask me my opinion and use another wrong prediction.
No, I just want a reminder because it will help me understand your football logic.
So you were wrong too.
What?
You gave Arsenal 10%, you were wrong too.
I didn't give him 10%, man.
There's no way he's flexing our win as a way of.
Yeah, you had Arsenal winner and you
Only
had no
so.
hope. That makes no sense.
No, I'm just following Hussam's kind of historical logic here to see, what his predictions are like and
Yeah,
what
but
have
all
you.
your historical logic has been wrong this season because you said Arsenal will lose to Madrid as well, so you were wrong on that.
Forest aren't
You
Arsenal.
said you're going to be in a title race. You're wrong on that. You're
We
now
were in
top
a
four.
title race when I said we were.
No. You said you're going to be finished above Arsenal. You're also wrong on that.
Really?
Is the-
Is the season
They gained
finished?
a point on you today, right? Math. They gained a point on you today, Mr. Mathematics.
Do you know how to count to 38? That's the more important maths.
But aren't we here to talk about match week 31 or what? 32 or what?
No. You just said Forest won't finish ahead of Arsenal. You're wrong on that. So unless you go Ilm al-Ghaib and can tell me after 38 matches that we haven't, bro.
Isn't that what we're here to talk about? Predicting football and
Bro,
talking
you
about
were the one who
football.
brought it up. You said you were going to finish ahead of Arsenal, and then now you're saying, "Oh, we're here to talk about the predictions." And no, I didn't bring it up. You did.
Yeah,
Well, he's saying
but
you've gone
I
the
know,
wrong way.
I did. But you asked us.
When I've responded, you can't say, "Are we here to talk about it?"
Your question was, who do you think is going to make? Who here thinks that Forest is not going to make top 4? Me, Martin, and Deji all agreed.
Okay. Marshall's the one with the census.
I think you guys still have a
We'll put the
chance.
2 bums next to each other. Here, all the guys.
Yeah, Marshall. It's good to see we have some logical brains on the panel still. So big up,
Maybe it's
Marshall.
kind of what I
Chelsea
want to
fan
see.
that
Just a
was
little
like-
change up in the top 5.
Yeah.
I want to see a little change in Europe. Let's get Nottingham Forest back. Heritage, right? You got beat by
Heritage, bro.
Heritage.
Two
let's
each,
give Heritage back
isn't
in
it, bro?
Champions
2
League.
each. We're good here. 2 each, yeah.
Exactly.
Who was it recently that was celebrating Villa beating Forest because they wanted Forest to drop points because they were going to overtake them? I'm not sure. It was a Chelsea fan. Maybe it was Don or something.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
But
I'm
Villa
just
are
looking
in
at my
this
own games.
top 5 battle now, and they're not going to be easy to get rid of.
No.
Villa are not going away.
Villa
Especially
also
once they
have
get
to
kicked
face
out by
Newcastle
PSG.
soon too. So that's a big
Exactly.
one. Yeah.
I think they've got Man City as well, haven't they? Is that right?
Maybe.
Can I interrupt? I think we are being really polite on this channel, just
Go
to
for it.
clarify, it's 11:15 UK, so we've passed the watershed. Let's not lie. Hussam, and look, I'm referring to Wolfie for the purposes of this show and until and after the Spurs game as Michael J. Fox, because there was nothing scary about their performance today. I think what I don't like about Forest, Sherwood Forest, Longleat Forest, Evergreen Forest, Yellowstone National Park.
Epping?
Epping Forest, if you really want to put it in there. Any sort of forest that you can bloody think of, is that these guys are imposters. I talked about Tottenham finishing in the top 3 this season. Tottenham really should be third, but instead Nottingham Forest have come in here. No problem at all.
Stop there, man.
Now what I've had to deal with is I've had to deal with Michael J. Fox pretending like he's a mainstay on this show and every other show. And it's not going to happen. I'm not going to take it. Wolfie, you are allowed to enjoy your 5 minutes of fame. I've given you that. But the truth is, you guys, if you don't finish in the top 4, bearing in mind there's an extra Champions League place this season, that is the biggest bottle job I've ever seen in my life. And I've asked Michael J. Fox that if they do not finish in a Champions League spot, he needs to do the right thing, like the Japanese samurai, and fall on his sword. Hussam, I won't be doing shows on this channel with J Fox if they're not finishing in the Champions League spot. Let us just be clear.
So can we share the same energy, Dej? Can we share the same energy?
I'm just saying.
Can we share the same energy, right? If Spurs don't win the Europa League, will you slam your eye up? And will I no longer have to share the same airspace?
Honestly, if Spurs don't win the Europa League, I don't think that is Spursy. I don't think anyone's expecting Spurs to win the Europa League.
Are you?
You can't be in the top 3. You can't be shaking your bum. You can't be taking on the red Tottenham. You can't be dissing City. You can't be dissing Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea on every stream. I'll be watching you, J Fox, and then at the last hour, in the final hour, you flop and you think that's okay. It's not okay, mate.
I hear that. I hear that, Dej.
You, and if you don't make it, then that is it. You're done.
They're just cooking, by the way. If after all this you don't even make top 4, you're gonna get destroyed. On
No. Yeah, okay. I hear that, and I'm granting him it. Yeah, but I'm saying, Dej, the position you're bringing yourself to this equation from, because let me remind you, back in November,
the other way around, really.
Oh no, let me remind you guys. Maybe those guys didn't see those streams me and Dej were doing. My guy Dej was telling me that Spurs were going to do the treble, that they would finish ahead of Forest.
I remember.
Do you remember these aren't just my imagination?
Very vividly, I remember.
No, the treble was, I said Postecoglou needed to win the treble if he
No,
wanted to.
you said you were doing the treble, bro. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Or am I lying?
I said he needed to do the treble, but go on.
Okay. So if you're coming from this position of authority, of saying you're going to do the treble, to then poo-poo off. I'm not even saying to you do the treble, bro. I'm saying let's do this thing, right? If I don't make the top 5, cool. But for a man who sat there with the chest to say, my guy's doing the treble, and I'm not saying bring me 1. Don't do the treble, bring me 1. You're still in it. 1 apiece. Good shout against Frankfurt, yeah? Big up Highline for life and all that. Bring me 1 or bring me the same energy back. What are you saying?
But he's not bringing you the same energy. Because he's not asking you to win the FA Cup.
What's that, sir?
Are you asking him to win the FA Cup as
No,
well?
but he's coming from a position saying treble. I'm saying to him, forget treble, do the singular.
I'm not even asking for Jay Fox to win the FA Cup. I'm asking him to get Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I'm agreeing with
that. That is a reasonable request.
Edge, I'm asking you the same thing. Edge, I'm asking you the same thing. Am I not?
For me, I don't think it's a reasonable request given Spurs' season.
No. All I'm asking you back is the exact same thing, Dead. You're saying
if you had a crap season and then I made this request, that's the same energy. You've had a good season and you've made we've been crap. So how can I accept that? That's not the same, bro.
Because of the position you're it is the same. You're saying to me, bring Champions League to the table.
Nobody is expect Tottenham's.
No, it's not the same position at all. You're so shameless, Wolfie. You've been in the top four since September. What's wrong with you?
No. Spurs have been in the Europa Cup since August.
Okay, so do you agree? Do you agree that if Forest don't get? Do you agree that if Forest don't get this top four, they've bottled it?
Yes. 5.
Top five.
That's what he's saying then.
5,
yeah, but do you agree to me, Spurs, who are joint favourites with Man U all season for the Europa League, if they don't win it, have bottled it?
You know you're being so shameless. The only reason why they're joint favourites...
Is that not facts? Isn't what I just said not facts?
No, that's not facts. That's because they're the team that bet on the most. That's it.
So does that make them favourites? Does that make them favourites?
No, people are just betting on Spurs because who the fuck is going to bet on Lazio or Bilbao? No one knows those clubs like outside from like Sky Sport or anything.
Now you're going around in circles. Are Spurs joint favourites with Man U? Have they been joint favourites with Man U for the majority
of the season? In my eyes. You're asking my opinion.
I don't care about your eyes, bro. Your eyes are subjective.
Okay, who's favourite to win the Champions League? Who's favourite to win the Champions League?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the odds.
Oh, see, that's the problem with you. You're looking at the odds. The odds is just who's bet on the most. You realize that even before the 3-0, Arsenal were favourites to win the Champions League, and me and you both gave them 10% and under to beat Real Madrid.
Okay, so that's why, alhamdulillah, we don't involve ourselves in gambling. But that's beside the point.
So don't use gambling as a measuring stick then.
No, but I'm talking about favourites. Who's favourites to win the league? Who's favourites to win the Premier League?
Bet on the most. If you ask me who's favourites for Europa, I'd say Lazio or Bilbao. Easy answer.
Okay, but you would have said Real were favourites against Spurs. No, but you're talking semantics and you're trying to get out of this when you know factually Spurs and Man U were favourites for this Europa from pretty much day one. Whether you want to argue it or not is up to you, whether you think it is or not.
Can I just clarify this, Jay Fox? Had Tottenham had a good season and been in the top 3 like you, and then we were in the Europa League and we don't win it, yes, I think that's the same energy. But it's hard to say it's the same energy when Tottenham's had such a crap season. And let's be real, you're talking about 14th and 15th in the Prem winning the Europa League. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it 100.
Don't talk to me about the sense. I didn't make them favourites.
But you should take this conversation and this segment of the show as a compliment. The fact, look, there's a couple of things that we should take as a compliment. I was speaking with Jay Fox earlier, and there was a couple of things that came to mind. And I did ask you the question. The first question I asked you was, were you streaming when Forest was in the Championship? And you politely said, no, you wouldn't. You weren't streaming at the time, and you gave your reasons. And I just wondered, like, you as a person and as a character, and I want to big you up now, my brother.
Much love.
Your rise in this game has been meteoric this season. You have risen as your club has risen. And I just wondered, had Forest not had a good season, would there have been a Wolfie? It just popped into my head.
I mean, Deji Wolfie's been around for plenty of years, bro. All right. 25,000 subscribers. Alhamdulillah, Wolfie's doing all right, right? They came before Forest were third and what have you. But I hear you, bro. But my question back to you.
You're not hearing him because your response is weak, Wolfie. You're so much better than this.
In your opinion, bro. How's my response weak? What he said to me.
Can I tell you how your response is weak without even arguing or anything? I'm giving you objective reality.
Forget,
I'm not going to use what a betting website tells me is the favorite to actually have my own eyes and my own thought process and say who the hell is
Real, Arsenal, I hate
Prime example. The betting website if you go open new tab and look at it right now, will not look as Inter and Barcelona as favorites. They'll probably say Arsenal. You want to know why? Because Sky Bet or whatever it is has more people betting on Arsenal than betting on Inter. But I would assume if you want to be intelligent and not shameless, because there's two versions of you, the intelligent one and the shameless one. If you want to be intelligent and not shameless, you would say that Inter Milan would more likely beat Arsenal. Barcelona would more likely beat Arsenal. PSG 50-50, whatever, doesn't matter. But those two most likely will beat Arsenal. When I'm looking at Spurs in the Europa League, I'm not saying that Spurs are favorites just because the betting site said so. I'm looking at the teams in it. So do I think Spurs could beat Bilbao? Could they? Yes. Would they be favorites to beat them? No. Do I think Spurs could Spurs beat Lazio? Yes. But are they favorites too?
They've got the resources. They should be winning those games. And the UEL doesn't even have teams coming down from the UCL this year. So there's no surprise packet. I think as soon as the draw is out, United and Spurs should be in that favourites category.
Martin, it should be, but we've had dreadful seasons, and that's the point I'm trying to make. And I can see that you're out here being shameless because you played
Martin being shameless too.
The last time we saw
him has a point because he doesn't want to hear it from Spurs because Deji,
guys, Spurs are currently in the English, but you guys are so shameless. You're the definition of shameless. Spurs in the English Premier League are literally 15th. They're below Everton. So, like, can you actually have some serious conversation?
Wait, haven't Sevilla won the Europa League when they were mid-table?
Okay. Liverpool who challenged in Europa last season.
But we all know that league form goes out the window when you get into these cup competitions. We've seen it.
Oh yeah, because Spurs is heritage in Europe.
Wait, Sevilla when they win it. Yeah.
You know, like you never know. I have a question, and pardon my ignorance on this one, because with the rule change, I haven't actually taken the time to inform myself. Is fifth spot guaranteed to Champions League if Man United or
we can have 7. We can have 7.
Okay, 7. So the winner of Europa League can still be in Champions League despite fifth place also. Okay, because I thought it'd be really ironic.
So the rule is, for those who don't know in the chat,
if Deji gets
you would knock him out
winning Europa and Wolfie bottles it. Oh my god. Oh my! I'm gonna pay them both to have an exclusive show on this channel where they just sit together for 2 hours.
Deji, it'll be nice to get paid for it, didn't it, bro?
£50 on me, an exclusive stream on this channel. Just sit here with myself as a host and fight each other because that day, Deji is gonna get the revenge for all the fans of the entire planet. No.
The thing is, Hussam, you're painting a narrative, right? Me and Dej have a mutual respect to each other. We are now in the week where our clubs face each other. So the swords do raise up for this week because we are facing each other. But you can try and paint this whole thing like you're trying to paint that this league isn't dead, but me and Dej have a mutual respect, bro. We have a mutual respect.
Yeah, we do. I'm doing Carp DM. I'm seizing the opportunity, given the fact that Forest lost today.
And I respect it, and I did the same back to him, and would leave here still respectful to each other. But yeah, you're still losing on Monday, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm actually going to the game because I'm so confident that we're gonna win.
Man, when you go, I know.
The one thing I will say though is I do think legitimately it is squeaky bum time. Looking at the league table, Newcastle can catch you, Villa can catch you, Chelsea can catch you, City are already there. And the thing is, if you dropped out of the top 4, it's probably not as bad. But if you drop out of the top 5, that is an utter disgrace. And that narrative there, I just don't know how you live with that.
Yeah, no, Dej, I've agreed with you. Forest dropping out of the top 5. And I say this to my channel and my viewers. Because a lot of them are like, well, would you have taken this position at the start of the season? Yeah, you guys sure have heard that narrative, yeah? My position is, yes, you would take it at the start of the season, but your cards in your hands right now, you're holding on 2 aces. You know what I'm saying? You're one off a royal flush or what have you. You don't just put the cards back in the deck, man. You play that hand you've got now. So I agree. Look, this for me is the stepping stone. And you guys have taken the piss out of me because I said Champions League over FA Cup. I want them both, but if I had to,
100%.
Yeah, I've had to because this accelerates my club's journey back towards where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Did you hear that?
Hyper accelerated, if anything.
Because when Wolfie says that, it's okay. When I say it, it gets poo-pooed and I get shut down.
The problem with you saying it, Deji, is that like how many more top fours before you do something? You know what I'm saying?
What is what it needs to be? You have one league title.
But they
We have two Champions Leagues, bro.
FA Cup.
Okay, so when you say what it needs
I
to
have
be in 150 years of
four League Cups. I have 2 FA Cups. Like,
since football
come on,
existed,
bro. You're gonna do this in front of me and make me embarrass an Arsenal fan and a Spurs fan? Come on, bro. Let's not do this, bro.
Why do you speak like you're a Madrid fan? Why?
How am I acting like a Madrid fan? I'm acting like a Forest fan, man.
No, because they're saying.
Unless you're gonna sit here and tell me I don't have heritage. Do I not have heritage in this game?
And
so what do you think? Why are you sitting here acting like a Madrid fan? I'm not. I know I went a bit Russian. A little Russian, Rusi شوية.
I'm not Russian. I'm not from St. Petersburg. You get me? I'm from Jordan. So you have to roll your arm. That's how you copy the Arab accent. That's number one.
Bro,
number two,
for an Arab, I do the worst Arab accent.
The way that he speaks in it, chat, put one in the chat if you agree with me. The way
the way you speak is almost Russian, bro.
Let me explain to you. The way that he speaks is like, if we get Champions League football, it's going to accelerate my club to where it needs to be. Like my entirety of my fucking lifetime, I've never even seen you in the top 4. You realize how mad that is. And you're telling me that where you need to be is up there.
Kadhab. When were you born? Were you born before the 90s?
No.
Were you born in the 90s?
Yes, 95.
Okay, khalas, you saw us, and we finished third that year.
When? In 1995.
Hold that, bro. Hold that. In the Premier League. Dan Collymore, Brian Roy, khalas.
So in 1995,
my brain could develop memories when that happened. Jesus.
1 second. 1995, we finished third.
Third, and then we went 9th. And then we got
when
relegated.
does the Premier League season end?
May
20, right?
No, this
no
season,
before because the FA Cup final is May 20 because that's the last time Everton won a trophy. I know that for a fact. So the Premier League season ended before then. So factually, last time we finished third, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, factually, you were being cooked technically, so you existed. Khalas.
Oh, there you are. It's just the mental gymnastics from you. I actually, you know what it is? I just don't want to. It's better for me if you finish top 4. But I just see you bottling it now. I can't even lie. Like it's better.
You saw Madrid. Well, 0.1% chance he gave us.
Well, I say 1%. He says 10%.
I didn't say 10%. I didn't say 10%. And as Red Camp says, man, I got them 2 stars, man. Like I can sit in front of them 2 stars all day long.
Yeah, and I've got 4 Champions League and 1 final combined.
Yeah, khalas. So don't sit here and say what you're talking like you're Real Madrid, Russia.
Listen here, Makarov. Stop doing the Russian accent. Stop it. You just sound like Makarov.
I'm the biggest Arab fraud in the world, man. I can't do my people's own accent, man. I can't do my people's own accent, man.
Khalas, yani you can't. You get me. You lived in the UK your whole life. Do the British thing and allow me fraud. Big up to James Boris. Says you make me feel Dwight McNeil. Bro, you're getting trolled by an Everton fan, Wolfie. Imagine you were sitting with the big boys.
I don't mind Everton. Wallahi, I don't mind Everton. Big up to Everton. They deserve to win. I've got no beef with Everton. Shout out my PSR brothers. The shit we went through last season. I hear that. So enjoy it. You deserve to win, my PSR brothers.
I agree with you. I don't have beef with Derby County either. Big up Derby. Anyway, big up to all of you guys in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. You think I don't know football history, mate? I'm a dunk on you.
Oh, clearly you didn't know Forest finished third in the Premier League and you were trying to hide it.
Yeah, no, because I wasn't even born.
Say wallahi, you didn't know you knew Forest finished third in the Premier League.
Wallahi, I didn't know that they finished.
So you don't know football history then? What are you talking about?
Oh, but that was before I was born.
You just tackled history, is it not, man? And you start here just a second ago. Wallahi, I know football.
Who was the Uruguayan striker in the 1930 World Cup? Mr.
Bro, I'm not the one claiming football history. You literally saying, I know football history. And now you say, I didn't know they finished third.
When I was alive.
Like, I'm not even asking you for ancient history. I'm asking you for Premier League history, and you didn't know Forest finished third. Khalas, man, your history is.
But that was the year I was born. How's that fair?
So you don't know anything about football before the year you were born. Who won the World Cup in 1990, Hussam? Who won the World Cup in 1990?
1990. Wait. 86 was Argentina, 82 was Argentina, 90 was Germany.
Okay, so you know history before you were born. You just proved my
World
point.
Cup winners is easier to remember than who the fuck finished third in the year I was born. That makes no sense.
All right, who won the Premier
He's not
League
wrong.
the year Forest finished third? Who won the Premier League?
95?
United?
Blackburn.
No, Blackburn?
United.
So you do know stuff before you were born.
Yeah, but you're
Black-
asking me for the winner. I can remember a winner.
Ah,
I'll name you in order. Every single Premier League winner.
History
from
does
2000.
remember the winners, Wolfie.
No problem.
Go on then.
From 2000 until today, I'll name. And if I name them,
No, I want from
92.
before you were born. 92.
Man United won the first three anyway, and then Blackburn won it. Okay, Blackburn. Okay, so you want me to keep going?
You said you can name them all. Hey,
Okay,
don't
so
make a mistake.
Blackburn in 95, 96, 97 is
Wait.
United.
Let's go.
Okay, no problem. Okay, but if I get it right, what happens? I'll do the challenge now. But if I get it right, what happens? Go on.
I will say Mabruk.
No, that's not good enough. I ain't gonna do it then.
You want me
You have
to
to
help?
apologize. You have to apologize on the stream now.
What am I apologizing
Apologize
for?
doubting my football knowledge.
Okay, hey, go on. 92. Start with 92.
Okay, so we said United. Yeah, maybe you
Okay,
said
so
from
90
95 from when you were born. Why do we said Blackburn 95?
Okay, خلاص, go on.
Blackburn, then
Mhm.
United,
Mm-hmm.
and then United again.
Uh-huh.
98 was Arsenal.
Uh-huh.
99 United, 2000 United, 2001 United, 2002 Arsenal. What do you mean? United won 3 in a row?
Yeah, but you gave him 4.
No, I did not. Wallahi, I didn't. I said
Okay,
99 United.
say it again from
2001,
Arsenal 98.
2001.
Go on. From Arsenal 98. Next.
98 Arsenal, 99 2000, 2001 Man United,
Uh-huh.
2002 Arsenal, 2003 Man United, 2004 Arsenal, their last
Uh-huh.
Premier League, 05
Especially,
Chelsea, 06 Chelsea, 07 United,
Uh-huh.
08 United, 09 United. See, that's another three-peat.
Okay.
2010
Continue.
was Chelsea.
Uh-huh.
2011 was Man United.
Okay.
2012 was Manchester City's first.
Okay.
2013 was Man United, their last since Ferguson left.
Okay.
So that's 2013 is Man United. 2014 was City. 15 was Chelsea.
Okay.
16 Leicester.
Yeah.
And then it's the one everyone knows, Klopp and the Pep thing. So it's just Pep, Klopp, and then it's Pep, Slot.
So
That's
close,
it.
Habibi. So close. 16,
What do you mean
17.
so close? I said it
16,
correct.
17 was Chelsea, Habibi.
Yeah, 17.
Sir, you were so close. So close.
How dare you?
People-
Let's miss my glove.
Everyone knows that was
Not that deep. Conte season.
He falls at the last hurdle, man. Everybody knows Klopp.
I got too excited. I got too excited because Pep came, but I forgot. But anyway, regardless, I got all correct except one.
But I wanted to know where Wolfie was springboarding to if you do get the Champions League. What's the plan? Get the
Third
Champions
star.
League and then win the Premier League? Is that the
Third star. Nah, forget Premier and go straight for
third star? Okay, yeah. Third star. Right.
Third star.
Just checking.
Fucking hell. Anyway, regardless, pick up everyone locked in. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing. I can't lie. I'm gonna say I said it right. I got too excited and I forgot about the context.
Yeah.
He was ready to do the dancing
Like
celebration.
button, and subscribe to the channel.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to hear acknowledge my
Yeah, I celebrate
accomplishments.
never celebrate before you get the job done. Anyway, so
Deji.
let's talk about Arsenal. Martin,
Oh.
today, Brentford draw. Talk to the people.
We played today? No, I'm pretty sure we can play today. No, in the last 3 days, I've just been on a bender of YouTube shows. I've learned a lot of Spanish, a lot of Arabic. These reaction shows are crazy. The amount of-
Assalamu alaikum.
the Declan Rice second goal was a special moment in football. I think everyone's going to know where they were when they saw that because the reactions are hilarious. Even the Real Madrid fans were like, you know what? Fair play. So as far as I'm concerned, this Brentford game didn't exist. If we were PSG, then we'd get our game cancelled and rearranged for us. But, that's just not how it is. So, yeah, we have to play this game today. I wish we played our under-18s because it sounds like Partey's injured or picked up an injury. I just don't
Oh, double row.
Did he just lag out, or is it just me?
Yeah, is lag out for you guys too?
Yeah, he's lagged out. Am I lagging out, or is he lagged out?
No, it's him. That's what he gets for saying he should have played the youth.
Today.
Oh, there it is.
We can hear. Okay, you're
Now
back.
You're back.
Well,
we didn't hear anything you said for the last 15 seconds, by the way.
Sorry, yeah. I was just saying that I wouldn't be excited if we got 3 points. I don't care we got a draw. I'm glad we didn't lose because whatever, like that's just not something you want in between a couple of Real Madrid games. But my focus is on the next game with the Bernabeu, and we'll deal with the Premier League later. I don't think we're in threat of dropping out of the top 5. I think we're about 10 points clear of 6th place or something like that. So when people say they care about the result of this game, I think they're just lying. So that's pretty much where I'm at. But some people will complain, I'm sure.
Have you essentially checked out of the Premier League? Like your full focus is just Champions League now?
I checked out several weeks ago. I don't know why people still like talking about the title. I think it might have been months ago now, and it was mostly because I don't have any faith in the referees to make the right decisions in this league.
Wow.
Yeah, we saw the semi-auto offside. I think it looked a bit goofy. I don't know if they bought the budget package or something, but it doesn't look quite the same as the UCL accuracy-wise or quality-wise. But we'll see how that plays out. At least there's one less thing to waste our time. But Brentford, yeah, they scrapped a goal. They deserved a draw. I think we played pretty much like crap. I don't think anyone wanted to be at the game. The chanting was like almost non-existent compared to the other night. And
you do realize if I apply
the question.
Go on, Deji.
Yeah, so since we're doing this thing about having the same energy, I want to. My first question, and I've got several for you, Martin, tonight. Is so what's the end goal? What's the end goal for your club?
The end goal this season is the Champions League. The first star.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Winning the Champions League?
Because look, I just want to be honest, okay? My second question is, and before I get to giving you my opinion, is will we ever see a performance like that from Declan Rice ever again?
I hope so. I think they've just realized that he does really good corners. So if you turn him like 90 degrees and actually make him shoot directly at the goal, it might be way more effective from a center.
Yeah, that logic is fantastic. Who would have thought?
I think he's just realized it's clicked. I can do this now. I think if he got a few more free kicks, he would have scored them all. So for your sake, Deji, I hope it was a flash in the pan. But I think Rice is just adding like extra strings to his bow.
You reckon? Okay, fair enough. And who is the weakest team? Should you qualify, who would be the weakest team in the semi-final? And look, Martin, I asked you that because any other Red Tottenham fan is not going to answer that honestly. I know you to be an honest Red Tottenham fan. So who is the weakest link in the semis?
Probably us or PSG, I would say, as far as like know-how and experience and required to get over the line. But I think that served us well against Real Madrid. I think they respected us a little, but I don't think they expected us to really just like make their football look very basic. So I know Inter will be an absolute nightmare, and PSG and Villa, I can't even decide which one out of those two I want because Villa's like our bogey team who are going to play the most horrible football ever. And PSG are the best team in the world right now as far as like attacking prowess and fluidity. So it's a bit of a nightmare run, but at least that way, if we win the Champions League, they won't be able to say you didn't beat anyone along the way.
Fair. For me, I've had enough of the Red Tottenham fans shaking their bum this week. I predicted.
Apologies.
I think on Dan Potts' channel that I could see Arsenal winning the game, partly because I could see that some fluidity had come back into your play, especially with Saka coming back. And we've just seen Madrid has been pretty dusty. I mean, if you look at their last 8 games, they've been pretty rubbish. I think their last game before this game against you guys, they got slapped up by Valencia. So I was not surprised. For me, I think, I mean, we had this debate when I was here the last time. This is why I say the Premier League is stronger than La Liga. We saw it this week. All this crap about the Spanish league. Well, there you go. Hold that, and hold that. But I actually don't think that you guys were that good. I just think I actually think Declan Rice. Let's be real. We've coined Arsenal the set piece FC team, and it took 2 set pieces. Yeah, 2 free kicks went in.
Not wrong.
Mourinho scored a good goal. So I don't. For me, I'm not seeing where all the shaking of bums is coming from. I think that's what I think. Really, if you get to the semis final, it's a great achievement for you guys, and you should be happy with that.
And Martin, listen, the way that Deji is speaking about Arsenal right now, and you're laughing, that's the way that you speak about Liverpool's league title. Because guess what? I can turn around and say the only reason why you beat Madrid.
You're talking to the wrong person. I have never belittled Liverpool.
Let me tell you. The only reason why you beat Real Madrid is because Carvajal was injured, and Militao was injured, and Mendy was injured. So they had 3 of their back 4 members out, and Chouameni was in their best midfielder this season. And actually, have you thought about it? Is this the worst Champions League ever? Because 6-time Champions League Liverpool winner have been knocked out. Manchester City, who won it 2 years ago and are the Premier League champions, have been knocked out. The only reason why you're in this position to begin with is because you got PSV Eindhoven. Liverpool finished top of the Champions League group stages, and we got PSG. So that's the only reason why you're winning the Champions League, is because of the weakest Champions League ever. And Madrid had 3 of their 4 back 4 out, and Chouameni, their best midfielder, was suspended. So that's the only reason why you won it.
Did you rehearse that?
I can
That's pretty good.
Your team as well. I can do that.
Hassam, I'm not one of those Arsenal fans that have belittled the Liverpool title challenge.
But you just said the referees when this thing started.
No, I'm sick of the referees in general. I'm sick of PGMOL. I'm sick of all of the ones that are there. Replace them all, I'd be happy. It was just killing my love for the game. The amount of cards we were getting for crap, whatever. But at the start of the season, I said Liverpool.
But just to make sure, so referees are not the reason why Liverpool are winning the league.
They are not the reason why you won the league, and it's not a bad Premier League. I think that the teams this year are the base level is very high. That's why you see teams like Spurs and United underneath the, Bournemouths and Brentfords and all that kind of stuff, because it's the base level in the Premier League is you can spend way more than any other club in Europe, basically. Yeah.
I think that's awfully kind of you, Martin. I have a completely different view of the Premier League this season. I think that the Premier League within itself, so we're not comparing it with other leagues, has been pretty rubbish. And Liverpool has been the best of a bad bunch. You look at the top, the kind of top half of the table. Nottingham Forest have lost 9 games this season. City's lost 9 games this season. We've never seen City lose more than 2-3 games in a whole season. They've lost 9. So all the so-called big guns have been rubbish, and they provided no challenge to Liverpool whatsoever. So I can't shake my bum for Slot. I mean, there's a lot of Liverpool fans shaking their bums and disrespecting Klopp. That is Klopp's team. Slot has done nothing to that squad. He's not brought in anybody new, and I'm not going to have anyone slander his name. The other thing I would like to say is that
wait, before you move on, I just want to address the league thing, because statistically it's really hard to say a league is worse because a couple of the top teams won less games. If you've got the middle teams winning more games, obviously those games are going to have to come from somewhere. Now, City did fall off through injuries, and we had injuries. A couple of teams had injuries. Spurs had injuries, right? So there's excuses for that kind of issue. And then there's a question of quality versus being able to get points off teams is different. Like if everyone learns to do a low block and they've got really great defenders and midfielders, no one's getting any wins. It's just draws. I don't know. But are they better teams than ones that'll attack and let you score against them? I don't know. It's crazy. The Premier League.
We don't have a title race and we don't have a relegation battle, but the teams from 3rd to 10th are all incredibly difficult to beat. The prime example is literally last week. Liverpool with a starting 11 lost to Fulham 3-2. There's a reason now playing Fulham, Brentford, Brighton, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and Newcastle. These 6 teams were not probably 10 years ago. We didn't look at any of those fixtures and go shit, that's a tough fixture. Now we have it. So the difference between the teams in the mid-table until the top is a lot shorter than before. Now
I feel there's more money to go around now. I can go to the
team 17th in Wolves, and I can take players that improve. Liverpool are top of the league right now. I would happily take Ait Nouri. He makes me better. I would happily take Cunha. He makes me better. So every team has individual quality that can hurt you on any given day as well. So the league is a lot better in my opinion.
I agree. I also feel with the amount of money now in the Premier League, there's a lot more access to improved your squad than ever before. You know, I feel like, you know, when we were growing up watching the Premier League, you know, you had Abramovich that injected Chelsea with money. You know, Sir Alex Ferguson ran a tight shift. You had, you know, it was a different time.
Arsenal a bit, yeah.
You know, Man City also, when they got money, they improved, and then all of a sudden, I feel like there's a bit more money now. Even look at Brighton's owner is Tony Bloom. You know,
can I be honest? And Sam, I'm not, you know, poo-pooing your achievements this
You're
season.
about to poo-poo it because you just made that start.
If Chelsea were on job, if City was on job, if Arsenal were on job, if my club was on job, if United was on job, would you be top of the league?
Did
yes,
you add your club in
You're going to get over 90 points.
Okay, I'll tell you why I say yes. I think we got the best keeper in the league, the best centre back in the league, the best forward in the league. That has helped us push through a lot of these games. If you remove Salah from this team, we don't win the league. If you remove Virgil, we don't. If you remove Alisson, my opinion, for the whole year, we don't. However, Arsenal not challenging is not my fault. It's theirs. And let me give you a genuine example. 0 controversy, 0 injuries. I'm going to give you 4 games right now. Arsenal 0-0 Everton at the Emirates. Everyone fit, 0 refereeing controversies. Arsenal 1-1 away at Fulham. Everyone fit, 0 controversies. And I'm not even being shameless. I'm not mentioning these last 3 weeks. I'm talking about when there was an actual race. Arsenal draw away at the Bridge, Stamford Bridge. 0 controversies, 0 injuries. Everyone fit. And the 4th game is Arsenal 1-0 loss away at Newcastle, where they had 1 shot on target the whole game. They had everyone fit and 0 controversies once again. So here's the problem is Arsenal haven't put up that much of a challenge. But had we had a title race, your opinion would be different. The reason why I think this league is better than it's ever been, and I've been watching the Premier League for a long time, is because the teams from 3rd until 10th all can hurt you at any given day. Like Bournemouth could turn up to the Etihad and win. Brighton could turn up to Anfield and win. Fulham could host Arsenal and win. Those things didn't exist 10 to 12 years ago. With all due respect, I watched this league as well. It was way more rare than it is now. Yeah. So when there is a smaller points total, and this is something that a lot of the older generations say, back in my day, the Premier League was so much more entertaining and everyone could beat everyone. Yeah, but teams used to win the league with 7. But the point is, back in the day, people would win the league with like 79 points. And people would say that was an amazing league. So how do you change your energy 20 years later and say that this is shit? I actually think this is really good. And the proof of the pudding is, I can go to the team in 17th and take 3 players that improve the team that's top. So that shows me there's quality all around.
I think the worst right now,
let me just land this. I think the worst thing has been the 3 promoted teams because they've all been crap. Ipswich have at least fought every now and then, but they've been shit. Leicester have been absolute dog shit, and Southampton, the less them the better. So those 3 have been a massive problem. But other than that, like the other 15 teams in the league, you have to, like, if I go away to Wolves tomorrow, I'm gonna have to fucking fight to get a win away at Wolves. But 10 years ago, you play in, not even 10 years ago, like City Centurion season, you play in first gear, you beat them.
Yeah. The other point I wanted to make also, and look, Hussam, you know, I think in your day job, you're a lawyer by trade, and always you put forward a persuasive argument. The second point is, when the going got tough this season for your club, you bottled it. You against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, you bottled it. Up against PSG home and away, you bottled it. And most recently against Fulham last week, you bottled it. So when it gets tough, I've not seen Liverpool show me that you've got the kahunas. And actually, I was surprised that Salah signed an extension on his contract. I mean, you're having to pay 400 grand a week for someone who's 33. I don't know if that's wisdom or madness, but again, you will tell me. I just think that Liverpool ain't really. I think you've been fortunate, and I almost coined this season almost as bad as the COVID season. In the 2 seasons where I think the Premier League has been dry, you guys have ended up winning the league.
Yeah, but okay, first of all, there's a lot to unpack from that. Number one, when it comes to the COVID season, City won the league. because there were fans the year that we won the league until match week 28. The COVID season was the year after where City won the league because there were no fans from start to finish. So that was the COVID season.
Okay,
The second- exactly. The second thing is when it comes to like, every time that we needed something, we bottled it. Yeah, but we're talking about the league here. If you're talking about knockout competitions, I've already said, and Wolfie was there as well, I think a day after, I said Slot got out-coached by Enrique and out-coached by Eddie Howe, and I blamed him mainly for those 2 games. But if we're talking about the Premier League, when the going got tough, we beat Spurs away. When the going got tough, we beat City away. When the going got tough, we beat United away. When the going got tough, we beat Chelsea at home. Like every single time that people say, oh, have Liverpool played anyone? Okay. Big club pulls up to Anfield or we pull up to them and we win. Here's the truth of the matter. It's April 13th. Liverpool have lost 2 games all season in the Premier League. In the Premier League, we're talking. We've lost 2 games all season. And there's a reason for that. You cannot, even if you're saying the league is shit, whether the league is shit or good, regardless, you can't win the league unless you are of a certain level, unless you are of a certain consistency, unless you are of a certain standard. I give you a prime example right now. We played 32 games, right? Arsenal have dropped points in 15 out of the 32 games. Deep that. Meaning, once every 2 games, they drop points. That's a horrible ratio for a team that's supposed to be in a title race. And that's why Martin said, if Arteta does not beat Real Madrid, I want him gone. There's a reason for that. So he's disappointed in his manager. And if I'm an Arteta out, I'm fuming. Because the second half that we had against Madrid, where was this all year long? Where was this attacking sexy football from August? Why did we just start to attack now? So for me, I'm looking at this Premier League season. I think the quality of teams like that are non-traditionally big has been absolutely incredible. And if I were to use your logic and reverse it on you, then 3 years ago when City won the league, Chelsea were 10th and United were 8th. So if Chelsea and United were on job that season, maybe City don't win the league. Arsenal were 8 points ahead and ended up losing it. Centurion season, Manchester City lost to Wigan Athletic in League One. 10 years ago, when Marshall started supporting Chelsea and they won the league in 14-15, they lost. They lost in the FA Cup 4th round to Bradford City in League 2. And it wasn't even away. It was at the Bridge. They lost 4-2.
So there's sense in what both of you are saying, though. This is the thing. Like, if you unpack it a bit better, what Deji is saying is technically right. The big pressure games this season, in terms of knockouts, Liverpool have bottled it. He's right in what he says there.
I agree with that.
Yeah. However, the talk about what happened in the league, it was the other teams that bottled it. No one put pressure on Liverpool at the right time. That's the key thing. Well, I think what Deji's trying to say is, had an Arsenal or had a Forest or whoever applied pressure to you as someone had overtaken you, would we have seen the cracks in slots? I think that's the point he's getting to. That is not Liverpool's fault. That's not Liverpool's fault.
No, and I'm not saying that, but what I am saying...
But you're saying he's still untested, is what you're saying. Technically.
Arsenal. Had they won like 2 of those games where they had no refereeing problems and no injuries,
don't forget that Chelsea had the chance to go within 2 points of you, wasn't it, or something in November?
We completely fell apart.
Yeah. So look, no one can take away from what Liverpool have done. If anyone wants to blame anyone, they need to blame the other 19 teams, apart from Forest, because we took 5 points off you. At the end of the day, we're the team that took the most points off you. If a few more teams had done that, then maybe there would have been a title race. So this is
be careful with this. If Spurs ever win the league in some far distant future, dystopic, whatever,
calm yourself down, bro. The next preseason,
you don't want someone to come up and say, "Hey, no, that season was crap."
No, but they will because they say that to Leicester. They say that to Leicester, don't they?
Deji, I did something that no one on YouTube has been capable of doing this whole season. I broke Igal. Completely broke. Igal on stream fully admitted that he's only making excuses for Arsenal after Madrid. You want to know why? Because I used his energy against him. I told him, listen, Madrid had injuries and you were lucky and blah, blah, blah. And he started saying, you know what? I'm probably just making excuses. I completely broke Igal. It's a short on my channel. I could share a screen and play it right now. It's the best 2 minutes ever. First, I used his energy against him, and then he completely broke apart, and just said.
If Igal's been consistent, bro, no one can show Igal any hate, man. He's been consistent in his stance. He was consistent for what he said about Real Madrid, and fair play to him. He finally got a result off the back of it. So I respect what he's done, bro.
Yeah,
He's
but
done
my
to his
point is,
principles.
the reason why Martin is right, if 3 years from now Spurs magically are top of the league and everyone else is crap, this will come back to bite you in the ass, Deji Spurs. So be
I
careful.
don't mind.
Yeah, but he won't
He
care.
hasn't thought that far
He won't
ahead.
care.
And you know what? Something Wolfie for me, I don't care. I just
Exactly.
dislike this narrative because I feel like nostalgia drives a lot of these conversations in a way that just takes it to a position where like, oh my God, the league was so much better 30 years ago. طب حبيبي, they won the league 79 points.
The league was
So,
not
like,
better 30 years ago. I hated the league when Man U were winning it. Yeah, that's why I hate Man U, man. All their corruption, all their
why they
goals,
came
like the
up
one
with
against Spurs that was
Hey,
over the
there you go,
line.
Wolfie.
Was it Mendes or whatever his name was?
Rooney
Yeah,
dived to break the invincible streak. Rio Ferdinand
Yeah, exactly. All
Gary
that
Neville's
stuff,
been
yeah.
sent off.
Not only was the league more annoying to watch back then, but it was more corrupt, bro. To Man United by a
Hey, the
mile.
top teams could just go to the bottom teams and just go boom, 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 boom.
I want him,
that's
him,
my
and
player.
him, and him. I want him, and I'm just going to loan him out to someone else so you can't have him. Yeah. This is what has changed. And I've said this so many times this year. That's non-signing of Marcus Gay from from Palace to Newcastle is a pivotal moment in where this Premier League is now. Same again with Manchester United, with Everton, with Brentford. Another pivotal moment. The so-called non-Big Six clubs can now turn to these Big Six clubs and say, we don't need to sell.
Facts, by the way.
You guys said Morgan Gibbs White's 100 million today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Morgan Gibbs White said, okay, you want him 100 million.
And guess what? If a club bids 60, Forest don't have to sell. Why should we?
We don't have to sell.
Exactly.
No club, I believe, no club from the 17, forget the ones that are going up and down, need to sell now unless they think the offer is stupidly overpriced. There's two main reasons I think.
Durant to Saudi as an example, January, prime example.
Who?
John Durant to Saudi.
Yeah, and don't forget, Brighton turned down 90 million Saudia for Matoma as well. Yeah. So these are more and more evidences that teams who are saying, "Oh, things will be back to normal this time next year. The Big Six will be the Big Six." The evidence is saying otherwise right now. And I think it's better for the league. So what Hussein's saying is you can't just go to Wolves and guarantee yourself 3 points. It's exactly true. And this is how it should be, man. You want a league that's competitive.
Exactly.
You don't want, I know this season has been dead, but that's not Liverpool's fault. That's 18 other teams' fault, apart from Forest. That's the problem. So unless they raise their game, then this is
Liverpool's
the thing.
fault for going too far ahead. If you guys had been better about it and just lost a couple of games at the start, this would still be an exciting title race. So.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I mean, everything that's being said, I agree with. And I think another thing to mention is the fact that this season, more than previous seasons, I feel like these new managers are bringing different style of plays than what we've been seeing in the last 5-6 seasons. I mean, you look at how Marco Silva is playing with Fulham versus how Areola is playing, and Chelsea are trying to do. Yeah, it's like you look at all these teams are all trying to play different. Even Forest, they're bringing back low block football, counterattacking football, which and they're doing it at a high level that it's gotten them this high in the league, and it's worked out. Unlike everyone,
you won leagues with it, bro.
Following,
you won leagues with doing that with Jose. Yeah,
exactly. But for the longest time, everyone was trying to copy Pep, and I think this season now we're seeing more people be like, you know what? I have good players. Let me just play my football and let these players, these Kluiverts, these Mittelmas, these whatever, let them play the football.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy Marshall mentioned this. Another thing, and this is something that actually an Arsenal fan who thinks the league is the strongest it's ever been always mentions. One thing that actually we don't speak about when it comes to this league that debunks also Deji's point is how quality the managers are. Like every single manager right now in the top 10 is quality. Marco Silva, Iraola, Hertzler, Slot, Pep, Arteta, Nuno Santo. All of these guys are great managers. 10 years ago, we didn't have that.
Can we confirm? So can we all, on the count of three, can we count on the count of three that the Premier League is the best? 1, 2, 3. Premier League's the best.
No, they need to replace the refs. Then we can talk about it.
I do agree.
Oh yeah, the refs, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So no, the point I'm making, because when I say the Premier League's the best, I get told all manner of nonsense about La Liga, but you.
Oh yeah, I don't think La Liga's better. No.
No, how many seasons in a row were people saying that we're becoming a farmers league, and now the one season where City don't win it, now the league is
suddenly
shit.
bad. Like what the hell?
Like,
by the way, logic
you have it both ways.
If you're gonna say any season is crap, the best one is City Centurion season because they beat everyone. So that by definition is shit anyway.
That's farmers.
The only two teams to beat City that year were Liverpool at Anfield and United at Etihad. That's it. No other game. They didn't lose a single other game other than that.
That season was like watching Formula One when Verstappen just won it after 10 races, and everyone's concerned about who finishes second. That's not what you want, man. That's not what you want. And again, although people will throw this at Liverpool this season, it's not because Liverpool have been a Centurion side. It's because Liverpool just done the business and those around have not. And end of, man.
Do you care
I don't even think Hussein would say this is the best Liverpool team he's seen.
Wolfie, when you were growing up in the 90s, it was a well-known fact in the 90s, the best league in the world was the Serie A. Everyone knew this.
Yeah.
And what made the Serie A special was not AC Milan, Juve, and Inter, because they were there and thereabouts anyway the whole time. What made it special is Parma, Lazio, Roma, Fiorentina.
That still makes it special.
Hernan Crespo.
Batigol, you know? Now, it's of course at a smaller quality from an individual level, but guess what? I am a league champion and I would happily take Cunha to start in my team. He's 17th as things stand. You know, so you can go across the league, go to multiple different teams and find different quality players that would make your team better. Like, you know, I'm sure there are many teams in this league who would take Joao Gomez, Lamina, you know, and as I said, yeah, they're great.
Do you care how many points you finish on?
To be honest, no.
No. You don't want to hit 90 or anything?
Listen, it would be nice to hit 90, but regardless, here's the thing you guys need to understand. It's not all of you that I give a fuck about. And I'll end this section on this. I give a fuck about Manchester United. If I get to 20th league title and I'm on 6th Champions League, there is fucking nothing that any United fan can tell me to claim that they're the biggest club in England.
Yeah, but you know what they're going to say?
Yeah, fan base and
Chevrolet. No, they'll say we have more Premier Leagues than you.
Okay, but then why do you go to Old Trafford and sing 20 times, not 13 times?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
You want to know how shameless I can be with it? And me and Wolfie agreed on this, actually. He's the only one that I heard bring up this argument.
I'm with you.
Actually, United have 0 Premier Leagues because the Premier League changed its name to Premier League in 2017. So United have 0.
Yeah, exactly.
Before that, it was Premiership and Barclays Premier League and Barclays Play Cards Premier League and blah, 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 blah. We can all do this, you know? Name change doesn't make it a different competition. We all say Madrid have 15 Champions Leagues. The first 5 years were all fucking invitational. Come on now. Like, let's be serious.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know they'll pull that card, man. They'll pull that card. They'll pull the fan base card. I just, you know what? If I don't win the league next year, if you go 21, alhamdulillah. Yes.
Done.
Like khalas. Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah. But can we all agree that Manchester United need to not win this Europa League so they are finished. So Leon, sort yourselves out. Knock the frauds out, and that's them done. And inshallah, relegation next year for them. Inshallah, man.
I mean, we can all agree on that. Let me just read a couple of these superstars before we move on to Spurs and Chelsea. The Igal era has come to an end. Amir, you know, shall I just play the clip, you guys, so you can watch it?
Let's see it.
Yeah, sure.
I genuinely broke Igal. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm actually being dead serious. Here, I'm gonna show you both clips back to back just to show you exactly.
Deji might be right. You might be a lawyer on the side.
This is Hussam using Igal's logic against him. The only reason why Arsenal beat Real Madrid is because Mendy was injured and Carvajal was injured and Militao was injured and Carvajal was injured, and it's because Tchouaméni was suspended. The only reason why Arsenal beat Real Madrid 3-0 is because Real Madrid had all those injuries and so much adversity coming their way. So that's the reason why they beat them 3-0. And actually, guys, have you noticed? This is the weakest Champions League ever. 6-time Champions League Liverpool winner. Liverpool have been knocked out. Manchester City. So this is what I said. Basically what I said on the stream. This is his reaction after. This is where I knew he was.
And this would be the most honest thing I'll ever say to you guys. Honestly speaking, I am really sad this season. During the season, I've been really sad. And this game versus Real Madrid gave me the most happiness I've had all season. So in honest truth, you guys do deserve it. But but from my perspective as a fan, I'm gonna look at it from my perspective, and that's why I say what I say, because I'm looking at it from my perspective on why I didn't win. I'm giving myself excuses on and outs for why my team is not doing what they're supposed to do, and it really hurts because, bro, how are we doing 2 years, back-to-back years versus Man City, and we come this close? We go versus Liverpool, and it's like we can do it. Man City's no longer here, and we don't do it, bro. It puts a tear in my eye. It makes me sad.
I broke it, gal chat. He finally he just admitted it. Yes.
Wow.
He just
I
admitted
think
it.
he'd be used to disappointment by now, but no.
I got a big gal up,
He's
man.
still
The
capable of
shit he
sadness.
takes, man. The
No,
shit he
of
takes,
course,
and he's
big up, big up,
consistent.
big up.
And he's consistent.
Yeah. Big up, yo. Big up, yo.
It takes a special one to break a gal, though. Not gonna poo-poo your league, full-blown diarrhea. It's not hey, as soon as I heard him say, I'm not going to poo-poo your league, I knew exactly what he was going to do. Poo-poo the league. You get me? So, yeah, that's the thing. Big up to you, Fonzie. Forrest and Deji sounding salty. Cry more. To be fair, Wolfie defended us. So let's not blame Wolfie for
My
this.
God, man. I can't say anything right. Bloody hell.
And you want to know why? Because if Wolfie claims it's a shit league, then it'll be the only reason they finished third is because it's shit. He's smart. He's tactical about it.
Greatest league ever.
Liverpool will win it again next season. We're only getting started. Our manager won the league with no signings on his first season. Here's the thing, Donny. We get what we need in the summer, and there's no reason why we can't go back to back. But we just need to make the correct signings. So, we get a striker, a winger, midfielder, centre back, left back, etc. Like we're good to go.
Your problem is FSG are going to come out and say Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. They're like 2 new signings.
Like a new signing.
Yeah, I hear you. We've been linked with way too many players for me to think that way. I do think we will get shit done this summer anyway. But regardless, big up to everyone locked in. We have hit 200 likes, so thank you guys so much. We have 650 people locked in time tonight, so I appreciate you all. Let's try push 250 likes, 300 likes, etc. So, and please do remember to subscribe to all these guys' channels. They're all in the description. Go and subscribe and show them love. So, Spurs, Chelsea, 2 London clubs, Ange winning the Europa League, Maresca winning the Conference League. I'm gonna start off with you, actually, Marshall, because you've been hiding the stream a little bit.
I've been busy, but unfortunately, I haven't been on here in a while.
Yes,
I missed you guys.
Talk to me about Chelsea this season, your goals, your aspirations. What's going to break you to be Maresca out this year, Mr. Watch-Out leader? Go on.
Mr. Watch-Out leader. I think that goes to Carefree Lewis, if anything. But I'm a close second, if anything. We'll say that. But yeah, I mean, the season's been a roller coaster. It started off so well, and then Everton and Boxing Day came around in very Chelsea fashion. The winter period came and struck Chelsea, and all of a sudden we got much colder, colder feet in front of goal, and too cold. And Palmer's dipped in form. Jackson, who people were saying he's not good enough, turns out when he's out of the side, we can't connect the attack. And Nkunku is I don't know who he is. I thought we were gonna see the Nkunku that we saw at Leipzig. This guy took his identity, his social security number and everything and ran with it, because this is not the Nkunku I was sold. So yeah, he's essentially out of the club in the summer. Our defense got better in a sense. We're 4th best defense in the league, which is good to see, because our defense was shite in the beginning, and our attack was, making up for it. But now the roles are reversed, and our attack is really dried up, and the defense has been kind of keeping us in the games. But ever since the international break, I feel like there's been a better trend. Players have come back. We have Madueke came back. Jackson's back. Palmer was out for a little bit, but he came back as well.
Whoa. Stop.
What's that?
You ain't going to skip past the Palmer part. We ain't going to go like, oh, Palmer's back. And all this trying to act like we haven't watched what the fuck we've watched for the last 2 months.
No, he's been shit for a while.
Cole Palmer. Yes.
Cold.
Yeah.
Explain that one right there, please.
Yeah, I think
You know that has less open play goals in this year than Mikel Merino, who's a DM playing striker. You know this, right?
does he? I didn't know that. I didn't
Do you
know
know
that.
Mikel
very
Moreno scored against Real Madrid more than any other club? Sorry, trivia.
But in terms of Palmer in isolation, I think part of it, a large part of it, was the Nicholas Jackson missing. I think that link up play he has with Nicholas Jackson, that partnership, it's. I'm not comparing both of them, but it's it's like what would happen in Chelsea's history if Didier was out for a while when Lampard was in the side, or Lampard was out for a while when Didier. I'm sure their goals would kind of dry up a little bit. I'm not saying they wouldn't perform. They're fantastic players and legends for a reason, but that definitely affected Cole Palmer's play. Frustrated with the players he's playing in front of. You got, Nkunku, who doesn't make runs. You have Jaden, who doesn't want to shoot. Nani was out for a bit too, so he had to play with Neto. And I don't think that it's been bad with Neto, but the players that he's been having to play with, he just doesn't have good chemistry with, which isn't an excuse. He needs to get better at that. He needs to develop that if he wants to be a top player.
What's your breaking point for Chelsea this season? Like, honestly, because there is a world in which the reverse of last season just happens this year. Because last year you started the season like shit and then ended it really well. What if the reverse just happens? Like, you end it really badly, fall off top 5, and don't even win conference. Then what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at the table today and I did get a little nervous because now it's very real that if we don't beat Ipswich, which we lost to Ipswich when we went to them earlier in the season 2-0, which was unacceptable then even. If we drop out of top 4 or Champions League spot, that's definitely going to put a huge stain on the season. I think the breaking point for me is going to be the Conference League. I'll be quite it's just we're too good of a team to be in that league. And sometimes when I see us go up against Copenhagen and not perform the way we're supposed to perform, it annoys me. Like, to an extent, I get it because it's the end of the season. Form kind of starts to dip a little bit. The performances start to dip a little bit for everyone. Like, start to get tired and all that. But come on, man. Like, Copenhagen, Legia Warsaw, like, these are sides you need to put away.
Betis is your only real threat. You agree?
And even then, like, Betis, on paper, we should be cleaning house against Betis.
Oh, sure. I didn't want to interrupt you because
I know that.
I think you were on the flow, and when you're on the flow, it's rude to be interrupted. Look, politely, I know we haven't streamed often, but I sense a slight surprise in your tone of voice. Maresca was a Championship manager before he came to your club.
Mm-hmm.
This is echoes of what he did at Leicester.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is, why are you so surprised? Because there's like, there's a lot of inflection in your tone of voice. Mm-hmm. Like, you're surprised by what you're seeing at your club. And when I was telling you and your fan base that it was Pochettino that laid the foundation that got you where you were, you guys were poo-pooing me, shutting me down. But in the end, he's undone all the great work that Pochettino has done, which enabled you to have the good start that you had to the season. And now the true colours of Maresca has come to the fore. Do you miss Pochettino?
No.
Do you want him back? And can you say publicly now that Maresca is the biggest pile of crap you have seen in recent years?
No, I disagree.
He's
with
got
all
Poch
that.
for his national team, remember? So he doesn't escape Poch.
I can't escape Poch. It's horrible right now. But and he's even bottling it for the US, but that's a whole different show. In terms of like the surprise, I mean, it's kind of a little bit of disappointment because when you see your team start off so hot and not be able to revert back to like that type, even with injuries coming back, it's kind of like, okay, what's going on here? Like, are the players playing through injuries? Is it the tactics? Is it, the competition? Is it the end of the season? There's a bunch of factors. And it's like we saw how we played football earlier in the season. And there was a point where we were even having this discussion, and Hussam was trying to pry it out of me to say that Chelsea were in a title race, and I refused to believe it.
You were
obviously now. No, we were not. We were not. We were not in a title race. And now you look at where we are right now, and although we've been top 4 for most of the season, 90% of the season. Right now, it's like it's looking a little shaky. The form hasn't been as convincing as the beginning, but it makes me nervous now. This is kind of what makes the league exciting, right? But I'm a little nervous because, damn, we couldn't against Ipswich the first time. It's not like our team changed. It's not like we reinforced in January. This is the same team. Like, what happens if we don't do it again?
Oh yeah,
I think we're going to.
So bad for you only spent 1.5 billion. Like I'm so sad that you didn't spend it in January. Can you have
the crazy thing is,
Federico Chiesa and about to win the league. Name the times you have even seen Chiesa on the pitch this season. Can't even name them.
Plymouth Argyle. Right?
You know what? Something, Marshall. I'm a Liverpool fan. I've done 57 Liverpool watch alongs this season. I can't name them. He was our only signing.
Newcastle in the Carabao Cup.
No, we know that one. Everyone knows
that
one. Everyone remembers he came on against Fulham, but if you tell me what were his other 2 Prem appearances, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this is a bit of a crazy take on Chelsea, right? But I think you need new players. But what you've done, and I know it's crazy.
You're not wrong. But because there's been bad recruitment for sure.
Yeah, because what you've done wrong, if you look at, I hate to use Liverpool as the example, but I will. When you look at the experience of their spine, as Hussam was saying, Salah in his 30s, Van Dijk in his 30s, Alisson, Prem proven, and what have you. You recruited for the future. The problem with that is fans don't care about the future. Fans care about the now.
Yes.
So maybe in 5 years' time, this squad.
But nothing has changed though, because guess what? What you want to know how Chelsea take the piss out their fan base? They protested the day after they signed Quenda.
Yeah, exactly.
And
literally, I'm not even exaggerating. A day after the protest, they signed Quenda. So the fans they actually give back. Like,
but the point I'm making, whether you think Maresca's shit or you think Poch is shit, I don't think it really matters until you get the fundamentals right there.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing too, Wolfie. Sorry to interrupt you. Which what Deji said earlier too. It is more impressive that a championship manager came into my team and has maintained me in top 4 versus an experienced manager like Pochettino who struggled to even get there.
You are 6.
We're 6 right now, but we've been in top 4 most of the season, right? And
who do you play tomorrow again? You said you play Ipswich, right?
Ipswich.
Wait, so who do Newcastle play? Man United. That's even easier than Ipswich.
Spurs got Wolves.
Yeah. So
the scenario though, bro, is that if you lose, you could be 7th if Newcastle get a point.
Yeah,
and then it's squeaky bottom.
Yeah.
Mad, Marshall.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's why I'm nervous, Hussam. That's why I'm nervous because it's like I see myself on the table and I'm like, oh shit, like this is really.
And I'll tell you what, Ipswich are not as bad as their league position suggests. I'm not saying they're good. Yeah, they beat. Who did they beat? Bournemouth away. They were ahead against Wolves last week. They just bottled it. They're now probably playing with some kind of freedom. This is the worry you have when you play the bottom 3 teams. Look at Southampton today, 0-0 at halftime with Villa. So there's a slight freedom that starts to come into these things. I still expect you to win. I'm not trying to add fear into you.
No,
but it's not one. In the chat. It's not one that you can go into and just say it's not a Leicester. It's not a bank of 3 points.
We can't.
Look at Leicester today. Yeah. Look at Leicester today away at Brighton. 2-2. They haven't scored a goal in about 100 months. They scored 2 today and drew away to Brighton. Well
done, Wolf. You're such a great friend. You're making me even more nervous. I appreciate that. You're such a great guy. He said he's nervous. And he's like, let me drag him through the fucking mud.
I think we can win.
Hey, by the way, Leicester are going to get relegated, and they drew with Brighton today. They ain't scored in 10 games.
That's what I'm saying. And even look at our game today. Okay, you look at the game today. If you had never seen the Premier League before and you watched that game and someone said to you, who's playing for Europe and who's on the beach, you would have said it's the other way around. Everton played like it meant something, man.
They did.
So,
oh, shameless, by the way. Sorry, I'm going to have to call you out. I just realized this. Tyreek George has more goals than Saka. Brother, it's because Saka's been fucking injured for 3 months. Have some shame, bro. Tarek George played in the Conference League, bro. Have some shame, man. Have some shame and some decor. Chelsea fans are at an all-time low. Like all-time low. And listening to their conversations now, it's just the funniest shit ever.
I can't do it. I can't.
I can. I love it. I'm
I
a
know you
newest
can.
thing, and I'm.
You
I'm
love
just
watching us
my
suffer.
veins because when I told these bums last season, it's not just the manager's fault. Now every time they concede a goal, sack the board. The first thing they say.
But Sam, let me
my club.
Wolfie's
That's the
not
worst.
wrong though, because what he said earlier, like in terms of the team, this is kind of the problem with our directors, and I want these directors gone because the team building has been poor. It's been you recruited for one manager and then you get rid of the manager, and now this player doesn't suit this manager's system, so now you got to get rid of these players and these guys and this guy, and it's like, can we build a team? Can we? Because I personally would have wanted some experience in there. I don't care if you bring in youth, but give me some players that can help me transition into that phase until those other young players are ready. I like Quenda. I like Isugo. I like Andre San, all these young players, but they're not ready now. And we could have gotten results now whilst also investing in the future. I don't see why it has to be just the future. And now you look at when we didn't have Jackson, and mind you, even with Giu, who was 18, even if he stayed fit, I'm not. Why would I want to rely on an
Don't you feel
18-year-old to
embarrassed
try to
saying these
keep me
names,
in the Prem?
Don't you feel embarrassed? Like all the names you just said, like Oseyogo, Gyuyu, Quenda. Like, don't you feel like?
But the owners
Is
are
this
playing
fucking
like
football
trading
manager,
cards.
or is this like actual?
No, they
sport?
are. They are, Martin. I mean, and I am embarrassed that like why must we keep spending money? Like it's. I get investing, and I said this theory a while ago. I think what they're trying to do, in a sense, because we don't have the biggest stadium. We're not in Champions League. Hopefully we do get to Champions League at the end of the season. We don't have a front of shirt sponsor. These guys wants to put their money in a bunch of raffles, and eventually one will hit. So like maybe one of these youngsters isn't going to work, but one of them is going to be really good, and one of them maybe we can sell for 80 mil. And this summer is going to be a big testament to that because Andre Santos, one of our players, has stepped up. He's one of the best center midfielders in La Liga and Ligue 1 and in the world. And now we're going to see if the owners are going to sell him for profit or if we're going to keep him for the squad. So it's a big summer for Chelsea in terms of like how they're going to go forward.
I've seen Chelsea fans celebrating Strasbourg's like players,
and Strasbourg are doing great.
Like they've completely divested into the sister club, and they're like supporting those results now. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird time to be a Chelsea fan.
I think the thing that should worry you, bro, forget Ipswich. You should win that. I actually think Ipswich is your last guaranteed, in quotes, win.
Because if you look, our next fixtures are, I'll tell you my run-in. It's Ipswich, then it's Fulham, and then Everton, right? Fulham away. I think Everton's at home.
Yeah.
And then we have United.
Liverpool.
Oh, it's Liverpool, then United.
Newcastle away.
No, then Newcastle, then United. No, United, then Newcastle.
Yeah, you ain't making top 5, buddy.
Point is like the last
I've got it here, bro. I'll read it out for you.
Really,
Fulham away. Fulham away.
Everton
at home. Liverpool at home. Newcastle away. Man U at home. Forest away.
Yeah. Chelsea
making all the permutations. I love it.
Nice one, Marshall. Though I hope you enjoy more Thursday night watch-alongs next season. It could be Europa.
Don't want to watch football.
Enjoy your time, brother.
I'm so tired.
And listen, on that note, we're supposed to talk about Spurs, but khalas, there is nothing to say now. We'll see if they beat Frankfurt or not. I don't mind Spurs until Ange open his mouth and start talking about my club getting refereeing decisions. When last season he was like, "Oh, refereeing mistakes
Ange
happen."
Is losing his mind, man.
And bum. Anyway, we up to Tanya who says Saka absolute bottle job today. What the hell was he doing? Tanya, you're a Chelsea fan who used to say Palmer is on Vinicius's level, and now he has less open play goals than Mikel Merino. At some point in time, you're going to have to just look at yourself in the mirror, call yourself a fraud, and find the 1% shame you have in your life. That's all I'm saying.
When was the last time Palmer scored a goal, man? I don't even know, man.
I don't even remember, mate. I can't even remember. He even missed a penalty against Leicester. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all for joining me. This has been one hell of a stream. Please do hit the like button on the way out. Do subscribe to the channel. Deji Spurs is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. We put Saad's channel for Martin. Go give him a subscribe. Casual FC in the description. Go give him a subscribe. And Forest Fan TV is also in the description. Go give them all a subscribe. Anyway, there's Lee Gunner currently live, so we're going to redirect to him. So make sure you guys go say Hussam Raid in the chat. just copy paste my message. No need to be edgy or anything.
Ancelotti out.
It's Don Carlo
And
out.
he'll play the video because he's a prick, but I'm gonna message him on the side if he does. So just spam Hussam Raid in his chat. I'll be spamming it as well. Love you all, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for Liverpool West Ham. Come on, you red man.
Yeah.